Jules, you were at the game. How good are Arsenal?
They were very good. They were excellent in that first half, especially. I think Tottenham made it easy for them because they had too much time on the ball. Partey, especially Odegaard, they would just pass the ball Zinchenko, and there was not enough pressure from Spurs. They just let them play, and that team, certainly something that we've learned this season, if you let them play, then they're going to punish you, and that's exactly what they did. And Partey hit the post. There was a shot from Odegaard just before his goal. Very similar move as well, with a lot of freedom for him. And that first time, Lloris made a good save, but it's the copy of that. The second goal comes on the copy of that first chance. We saw Nketiah with a big chance as well. And Spurs had chances, especially in the second half. They got better, but Arsenal still defended well. They were still very together, and that unity, I think, was very important, and they grind out in a way that result too, which shows the two faces of what they can do, and that's what was the most impressive, I thought, today.
So I thought it was the old adage, the game is won in midfield, and quite frankly, Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka in the first half gave Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka in particular, and Eddie Nketiah a platform to go and play.
Right.
Because they picked up every second ball, they were always in the right place to break play up. They were always in the right place to take a pass and then play it out wide. And I thought Partey in particular, but alongside Granit Xhaka, gave Odegaard and the other three the platform that was needed away from home in a big game to go and showcase their talents. Without that, you cannot control the game.
We keep saying, well, when are Arsenal going to stumble? You know, when are they going to slip up? And they just don't, chat. They keep proving time and time again that they are proper title contenders.
I thought they were incredible against Spurs. And while you could point absolutely yes to Lloris for the first goal, you could even maybe question how far out Odegaard was. I thought Arsenal were by far the better of the two teams in the first half, especially. I thought they were a little bit more defensive in the second. Understandably, we've seen Spurs be better in the second half. You've got a 2-goal lead. Don't do anything silly. Seemed to be the message. But for a Sessegnon chance early on in the second half, they never really seemed that bothered. And this is an Arsenal team that can hurt you every single which way. We wondered whether Nketiah would be good enough, whether they had enough support after Jesus went down injured. He has been fantastic. Yeah. They've missed out on signings, but they seem to. Everybody just seems to know what they're doing, what's asked of them. This is a team in every sense of the word, and you're right. I don't see anybody stopping Arsenal. Not on this form.
We, for the very first time, can describe Arsenal as favourites now to win the Premier League after what happened this weekend. Of course, that kind of 6-point swing, if you like, with City losing. Arsenal beating Spurs. They're 6-5 on now. 8 clear.
Didn't we have them as favourites?
You said they were favourites, but this is officially now. The bookies are agreeing.
No, I know what you mean. I knew where you were going.
That's right. That's right. Save your voice. Jules, what's the feeling around the team and the club at the moment? Because seems to be this sense of togetherness.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I heard Bukayo Saka the other day said that it was hard to explain the difference maybe, but certainly that the club has the same message from the bottom to the top. And I think this is the key here. They all together this, whether you are in this first team, whether you're in the academy, whether you're in the offices, everybody is pulling in the same direction, which is the key. And I think Arteta, Edu, the recruitment team has made an amazing job to build this squad together. If you look at the squad that Arteta had when he took over, for example, even if you look at the team that they put against Spurs at the Tottenham Stadium last season, at the end of the season, to go and get that fourth or fifth place is very different to the one that he played today, and the way they play is very different as well. They built that team gradually, they built that squad gradually. They got to this level as a team structurally, and the way they play, the philosophy, the style, gradually as well. And they got here after those 3 years really that they gave Arteta. Even when he was under pressure, they kept believing in his project, in the club's project. And I think now it's paying off. But the club is buzzing, and rightly so. You're 8 points clear. You've got the same goal difference as City, which is usually City and I guess Liverpool have a much better goal difference than anybody else. But this time, you have even a slight better than them. So it's It's looking great. I don't think anybody is being carried away at the club, the first team, Arteta, because we're only halfway through the season, and they will have to go to Liverpool. They will have to go, of course, to City and play them twice, and there will be hard games starting by United at home next weekend. That will be harder than today. Today will be easier than what United would bring to the Emirates next week, for example.
There's no passengers.
No. Yeah.
There's no passengers. And I echo Shako's point on Nketiah. I think he's been a marvel the way he's come in and basically taken that mantle over. I mean, it's not an easy mantle to take over. Jesus is a big player, was playing well. He's taken that over. The back four's playing great, the midfield are working well, and the front guys are always a threat. You look at Liverpool from yesterday and that great Liverpool team. It's the complete opposite. It's just not working. There's too many passengers. There's no facet of that team working well together or as a unit. Arsenal are the complete opposite at the moment. Everything is just oiled.
The thing for me, I mean, if the only concern and
negative,
well, that's not really. It's not really a concern. It's you don't go through 38 games playing well for all 38. You always have a spell where things don't go well, and Arsenal haven't had theirs. And oftentimes,
just in games, though, haven't they? Like going behind against West Ham, things like that. Where you thought...
and I've made this point that at times when they've had every excuse to have a little slump, to just take out their foot off the pedal. Losing to Manchester United in the season was a perfect example. They've found a response. Now, if you're Arteta, you have that in the back of your mind. It's not something you talk about with your squad because you're just playing far too well and you just keep that momentum going. But what do you say to your team if you lose a couple on the bounce? If calls just don't go your way and results don't go your way, how do you get them back to this place where they are right now? Everybody has to endure that. And as I said before, right now, there is nobody in the league playing anywhere near as good football as Arsenal. As long as you can somehow navigate that little rough spell, I don't see who gets the better of Arsenal.
If you said to me, Thomas Partey is coming out of that team for the rest of the year, he's injured, will Arsenal win the league? I would say no.
Right, because he's so important.
I think he is. And I don't think they have a good enough replacement.
Yep.
And so that
no, I was about to... But
that would be the only thing I would say. Partey or, you know, maybe a Saliba at the back or somebody. They haven't got the depth, maybe, that the others have.
Right.
But that's nitpicking.
To that point, and you just spoke about this, Craig. If, 6 weeks ago, you said to me, Gabriel Jesus is going to go down and be out for 2 months. I'm like, oh, goodness.
Yep.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.